A child, Muhammad, is born in a merchant family in Mecca. His clan is prosperous and influential, but his father dies before he is born and his mother dies when the boy is only 6. Entrusted to a Bedouin nurse, Muhammad spends much of his childhood among nomads, accompanying the caravans on Arabia's main trade route through Mecca. A widow, Khadija, considerably older than Muhammad, has sufficient faith in him to entrust him with her business affairs, and when he is 25, they marry. For the next 15 years or so he lives the life of a prosperous merchant. But he develops one habit untypical of merchants. From time to time he withdraws into the mountains to meditate and pray. In about the year 610 he has a vision which changes his life, and changes world history. It is on Mount Hira, according to tradition, that the Archangel Gabriel appears to Muhammad. He describes later how he seemed to be grasped by the throat by a luminous being, who commanded him to repeat the words of God. On other occasions Muhammad often has similar experiences, though there are barren times, and periods of self-doubt, when he is sustained only by his wife Khadija's unswerving faith in him. From about 613 Muhammad preaches in Mecca the message which he has received.
Muhammad's message is essentially the existence of one God, all-powerful but also merciful, and he freely acknowledges that other prophets, in particular Abraham, Moses and Jesus, have preached the same truth in the past. But monotheism is not a popular creed with those whose livelihood depends on idols. Muhammad, once he begins to win converts to the new creed, makes enemies among the traders of Mecca. In 622 there is a plot to assassinate him. He escapes to the town of Yathrib, about 300 kilometers to the north. The people of Yathrib, a prosperous oasis, welcome Muhammad and his followers. As a result, the move from Mecca in 622 comes to seem the beginning of Islam. The Muslim era dates from the Hijra, Arabic for emigration, meaning Muhammad's departure from Mecca. In the Muslim calendar this event marks the beginning of year 1. Yathrib is renamed Madinat al-Nabi, the city of the Prophet, and thus becomes known as Medina. Here Muhammad steadily acquires a stronger following. He is now essentially a religious, political and even military leader rather than a merchant. Khadija has died in 619. He continues to preach and recite the words which God reveals to him. It is these passages, together with the earlier revelations at Mecca, which are written down in the Arabic script by his followers and are collected to become the Quran, a word often transliterated as Quran, with its roots in the idea of recital, reflecting the oral origin of the text. The final and definitive text of the Quran is established under the third caliph, Othman, in about 650. The Muslims and Mecca, 624 to 630. Relations with Mecca deteriorate to the point of pitched battles between the two sides, with Muhammad leading his troops in the field. But in the end it is his diplomacy which wins the day. He persuades the Meccans to allow his followers back into the city, in 629, to make a pilgrimage to the Kaaba and the Black Stone. On this first Muslim pilgrimage to Mecca, Muhammad's followers impress the local citizens both by their show of strength and by their self-control, departing peacefully after the agreed 3 days. But monotheism is not a popular creed with those whose livelihood depends on idols. Muhammad, once he begins to win converts to the new creed, they take Mecca almost without resistance. The inhabitants accept Islam, and Muhammad sweeps the idols out of the Kaaba, leaving only the sacred Black Stone. An important element in Mecca's peaceful acceptance of the change has been Muhammad's promise that pilgrimage to the Kaaba will remain a central feature of the new religion. so Mecca becomes, as it has remained ever since, the holy city of Islam. But Medina is by now where Muhammad and his most trusted followers live. And for the next few decades Medina will be the political center of the developing Muslim state. While most non-Muslim people might know a little about Islam, such its holy book, the Quran, there are a number of lesser-known core beliefs that Muslims follow on a daily basis. The foundation of Islam is based on the 5 pillars of Islam. They are the profession of faith, prayer, alms, fasting, and pilgrimage. The profession of faith is the belief that there is no God but God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God, and sincere followers are obliged to say this phrase to become Muslim. Prayer refers to the requirement that Muslims pray 5 times per day, facing in the direction of Mecca, Saudi Arabia. The Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, is and has always been the centerpiece of Islam, and is beloved by all Muslims, no matter their sect or denomination.